morning, everybody. I'm very happy and glad to be here in Kiev, this beautiful city and this beautiful country. Thank you to CIS Bankers and all the organization here for inviting us and IE Business School to be here with you today. I'm afraid I'm the only one from the whole panel that is going to talk nothing about banking, which is good because this is banking all the time. I'm going to talk about management and talent development a bit. So I will introduce a bit what we do at IE Business School. We work, of course, with a lot of banks all around the world. And I want to talk about people more than technology. Yesterday we had a panel. It was a lot about technology, which is really important now for the banking industry and for every industry. But people are even more important than that. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about our school, what we do, the selling and the advertising aspect of this presentation quickly in the beginning. And then I want to make some reflections with you about why talent and leadership and talent management today is getting more and more difficult, especially for the financial sector, for every industry, but probably the banking industry is one of the most affected by the revolution of everything that it is going on today. So I'm going to start with one short video about the school and what we do in executive education at IE Business School.
In a more demanding and continually evolving world, organizations need managers who, by maximizing their personal and professional potential, will bring value to their organizations. At IE Business School, using specially designed learning methodologies and the latest technologies, we help managers improve their vision, their entrepreneurial spirit, their leadership skills, their ability to innovate, their management capabilities, and their professional network.
Our executive education programs help managers develop professionally and personally, which creates a positive impact on their organizations. An outstanding team of professionals, together with a first-class faculty, develop learning experiences that are relevant for today's global and digital world.
In effect, what we're trying to do is to build on the kinds of methodological opportunities that are created from a humanistic background.
Is an environment for people who really want change, people who are not satisfied with the status quo, people who want to make something different from what is the normal.
We have had very different professors talking about some very different aspects of leadership.
We are participating, we are contributing with different ideas, people feedbacking their own experiences.
It was the most inspiring things for me to see that I could reach a certain level of being a good manager, but the next step for me was to become a great leader in the future.
An opportunity to widen my business network and meet new people and encounter different perspectives and different ways of doing business. I also want to gain access to a rich sort of in-depth alumni that this business school has.
Consistently ranked among the best business schools in the world, and with over 30 years of experience in preparing the business world's elite, IE delivers innovative solutions to more than 5,000 executives each year.
The course itself has been very educational, inspirational, interactive, challenging, and to be honest with you, we've had a lot of fun as well.
By enrolling at IE Business School, you will have the opportunity to strengthen your professional career and make an impact on your organization.
I had the experience in the last couple of days to have a customized program for my company, and it was really an experience. On the one side, there were inspiring teachers giving me ideas, and on the other side, there were the practice with my colleagues immediately driving me then to transfer this to my work life as well as to my personal development.
We design and develop specific professional education solutions for companies in every industry and executives at every level, from high potentials to middle and senior managers, through our open programs, our top management education, and our custom-made learning, designed to fit the specific needs of companies around the world.
Doing a program at the IE Business School has turned to be the most useful. Having so different nationalities and so different discussion on the ground has given us a very insightful view about what's happening in the real market.
IE Business School, executive education. New times, new targets, new opportunities.
So let me comment a little bit about what we do, and then I want to share with you some ideas about talent management, and I will promise to be on time. Well, we as a business school were founded in 1973, so it's a 40-year-old school founded by entrepreneurs, managers, business people, for business people. That is why the business school is really entrepreneurial and innovative in everything that we do. We have currently 1,800 students in our degree MBA, executive MBA programs every year. More than 40,000 alumni living in more, of course, than 100 countries. 4,000 professionals, executives, managers like you go through our executive education programs every year. Short programs, longer programs, custom programs for companies. We have more than 100 full-time professors, 105, which is a pretty good number for a big business school like ours. And more than 400 associate professors. So we work with also associate faculty from other institutions, from other areas of management. And we are located in Madrid, in the very center of Madrid, in the very nice area, because we are a very metropolitan and urban campus. You will see now that we also have a campus in Segovia, which is a very nice, small city, 1 hour from Madrid, because we acquired a university there, and we have a very 16th century monastery, very nice place to do some programs there as well. We have 25 offices in the world, and we do recruit students, and we work with companies from all the 5 continents in helping them develop their managers, their talent, their activities. As you can imagine, being a university and a business school, we have the degrees for undergrads. That would be the part of the university. Then we have another section of all we do for targeting our professionals. That would be the business school and the law school. The institution as itself, it has a very strong law branch. And then we have a part for executives, which would be the executive education part, and the business school that I'm talking about now. We're accredited by the 3 main accrediting bodies in the world, which are the AACSB in the US, the Association of MBAs from the UK, and the EQUIS, the European system of EFMD. So this is what it is called the Triple Crown in the world of education and business schools. We're also consistently ranked among the top schools in the world in every kind of ranking that you can see. We never know why we are positioned higher or lower in the rankings, but the good thing is to be consistently up there, even though nobody understands what it is going on behind all those rankings and publications. What we try to do is empower talent worldwide. That is exactly what a business school like ours should try to do. If you want to do that, if you really want to be a good provider and inspire managers and leaders all around the world, the first thing you need to do is you have to teach the latest content and methodologies in your programs with the best faculty. So if you don't have a very good faculty and really latest contents, research, that it is relevant for the business world, then there's no point that you can do anything with this. We are also very flexible and innovative. That it is important, especially when you work with the corporate world. Sometimes managers and companies feel like business schools are up there, very academic, very far from reality. This is not our case, and all of our professors have to do research, but that research has to be applicable and relevant for the business world. It is not about doing a thesis, theoretical, very elevated, that nobody can use in the real life in any industry or in any company. We do deliver high-impact blended programs. We have been ranked as the best business school in the world in doing e-learning and blending methodologies, face-to-face and online learning. Yesterday there was a lot of talks, and today here I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talking about social media, mobile banking, the e-business impact, the digital impact on the banking industry. And I was reminding me a lot about what has happened in our industry. 12, 13 years ago, at the end of the 90s, there was this e-learning revolution everywhere, starting in the US, but also in Europe and elsewhere. And it was very interesting to see how a lot of people were saying the brick and mortar institutions, universities are dead. Why should I go to a university? Why should I go to a class, to a face-to-face presential class, when I can learn everything online, when I can have access to all the content in the management world, in any discipline, just by clicking on my computer? So that has not happened at all. We still need to blend face-to-face and online, but we know already that this combination can be really powerful. And my idea probably is that in the banking industry for a good number of years, this combination is going to work as well. Blended type of customer approaches and business. What we try to do, very easy, we try to make an impact. When you help and you work with a manager or with a company in an open enrollment program or in a custom program, a program tailor-made for the company, what you try to do is help those managers, those companies, to make something different at the end, to make an impact. So through the latest innovative education on learning environments, we try just to make that impact on the organizations. How you do that? When you do a program, when you learn, there are three main things you have to consider. And if you're able to do a program that targets these three elements, then you are having a successful learning experience. The first one is, of course, the intellectual agenda, knowledge. When you do something, when you go to a program, what you want to do is learn something new. Second is the emotional agenda. I learned something, but I have to believe that what I'm learning is going to be useful. It's not only about learning, but it is also believing that that has an impact, that that is relevant for me, that I can use that knowledge in my daily life, in my work. And the third one is the behavioral agenda. I have learned, I believe that what I've learned is useful, but then I have to make something different. I have to change my behavior in a way. I have to start doing things differently. That is making an impact. I have to improve in what I do and the way I do things. We are a very international school. We have more than 100 nationalities on campus every year. And we also are flexible in the way of partnering with other top institutions in the world in doing joint programs either in open formats or in custom formats everywhere in the 5 continents. Our areas of work in the executive education area are mainly the open enrollment programs, the custom in-company programs, law programs that we do for lawyers and legal departments of big companies, and the top management, senior management programs that are targeting more the senior audiences in companies. I'm not going to go through all of them. If you want more information about the programs we do in open formats, senior management programs, and what we do in custom programs, you will have access to that table at the back of the room where I can give you all the information that you want. I'm just going to put now one slide of corporate clients that we work with currently all around the world. And then I want to comment a bit about the challenge of talent management today, which I think is going to be a relevant content for you. So if we go to this slide, you can see here that we work with top companies in every industry. And that's one of the good things of being a global business school. You get to work with companies and managers from every industry and in every part of the world. And what it is very interesting to see when you do that is that most of the problems and the challenges that managers are going through in the different industries are exactly the same. So if you talk now with a banking or a banker or manager from the banking industry, and you talk with the top manager of the telecom industry, you will see that the impact of digitalization, the impact of the way they do business, the type of services they want to offer to their customers are going through the same type of challenges. The problems they are facing every day within their companies and their industries are very similar. And the good thing of doing this kind of global and open programs for different managers and industries is that when you have a room like this with senior managers from different industries, they get to learn a lot from each other. And they see what other industries are doing and how they are facing the same problems and how they are trying to solve those problems. And there's a very good way to learn, to inspire people, to get new ideas, and to try new things within your industry. So I'm going to go to this presentation now of the challenge of talent management. Very short. I'm going to do only some slides of a fantastic presentation that I have. No, just some slides of this. I want to show you two short videos and just share with you why we are going through all these challenges and why we're going through all this ambiguity in a way and challenging times in all the industries and things that we do. So I want to show you this video first because it's a video that I like a lot.
Essay about the future. In the future, a telephone will be so small that we can put it in our pocket and take it with us everywhere. We can see whom we're speaking with on a small screen, and we can watch the news and TV shows on the phone all day. We can also listen to the radio by putting tiny speakers into our ears. The phone will have a built-in camera. You can see live football matches on the phone. You can play fun games and send pictures and messages invisibly through the air. There's also a kind of gramophone inside the phone, and thousands of great songs will come into the phone through the air. And do you know what else? You can make your own movie with your phone, and you can record sounds, and you can even create your own ringtones.
So it's a nice ad, this one, and I like it. This girl, maybe 50, 60 years ago, if she were talking about what we could do today with a mobile device, probably in that essay that she was writing, probably she would have been taken to the doctor and trying to analyze her mental health. So really a nice way of putting the two main things that are affecting the way we work and the way we live today. We live in a global world and we live in a digital world. So globalization and digitalizations are the two things that are really affecting everything that we do. And this is what it is affecting managers today as well. And the way we lead, the way we take decisions, the way we analyze situations, the way we get the information we need to work to take decisions has completely changed. And that makes it much more difficult today than what it was 20 or 25 years ago. Managing today, being a manager and a good manager today is much more complex. We live in a digital world, we live in a global world that it is fast changing and very unpredictable. It's really difficult to say what it is going to happen over the next 5 years in any industry, in any company, in any country. We can see this with this huge financial crisis that we have gone and we're going through now in the world. Nobody really predicted this the way it has happened. When you see something new happening now, you have all this media going through all the opinions of professors and people in the past trying to identify who said that this was going to happen. And always they find one or two. The only reason for that is that people are predicting every kind of a scenario now. So of course, always you have one that it is right at the end. But the thing is, we live in a very unpredictable and fast-changing world. And also, which is very interesting here, we live in a world in which the power of customers is huge. Very important for the first time in history, because they have access to a lot of things that will be commented today. Social media, a lot of tools that they can use and create a big and huge impact on a company, on a brand, on the image of a manager, on a product, on a service, or on a whole industry, like the financial and banking industry. And when I talk about the power of customers today, I like to put this video as well, because you will see here, this is a 4 or 5 year old example of a guy with a small band in the US was traveling from one city to another city to play in a small nightclub or in a small club. And this guy, who is Dave Carroll, was taking with his band the instrument, the music instruments, the guitar, and they took a United Airlines flight. And United Airlines broke his guitar. So he started going to the company saying, okay, you broke my guitar in the handling and in the process of checking the guitar. So you have to pay me a new guitar or just refund me the money of my guitar or buy me a new guitar. The company started to say, no, it's not our fault. You have to go to a different department. No, yes, why? And he was 1 year claiming to the company that he had to be repaid and got a new guitar. After 1 year, they said, no, the answer is no, we're not paying you a single dollar or buying you a new guitar. So this guy wrote a song and made this video, and the song is called United Breaks Guitars. And it was a huge hit in the US. In the first week, more than 15 million people, they put the video on YouTube, more than 15 million people went and saw this video. The impact on United Airlines brand and image was huge. And you had now the company going back to this guy saying, what do you want? You want a new guitar? You want the whole band new? I said, no, now it's too late. And this is an impact that a customer can do to your company or to your service or to your product like this today. And that was not possible only 10, 15, or 20 years ago. So let's see a bit, because it's a country song, but I like it. It's a pretty good song, so it's going to be good for us.
I flew United Airlines on my way to Nebraska. The plane departed Halifax, connecting in Chicago's O'Hare. While on the ground, a passenger said from the seat behind me, my God, they're throwing guitars out there. The band and I exchanged a look, best described as terror, at the action on the tarmac, and knowing whose projectiles these would be. So before I left Chicago, I alerted 3 employees who showed complete indifference towards me. United, united, you broke my Taylor guitar. United, united, some big help you are. You broke it, you should fix it. You're liable, just admit it. I should have flown with someone else or gone by car. 'Cause United breaks guitars. When we landed in Nebraska, I confirmed what I'd suspected. My Taylor'd been the victim of a vicious act of malice at O'Hare. And so began a year-long saga of pass the buck, don't ask me, and I'm sorry, sir, your claim can go nowhere. So do all the airlines people from New York to New Delhi, including kind Miss Earlwig, who says the final word from them is no. I've heard all your excuses, and I've chased your wild gooses, and this attitude of yours, I say, must go. United, united, you broke my Taylor guitar. United, united, some big help you are. You broke it, you should fix it. You're liable, just admit it. I should have flown with someone else or gone by car. 'Cause United breaks guitars. Well, I won't say that I'll never fly with you again, 'cause maybe to save the world I probably would, but that won't likely happen. And if it did, I wouldn't bring my luggage, 'cause you'd just go and break it into 1,000 pieces, just like you broke my heart when United breaks guitars. United, united, you broke my Taylor guitar. United, united, some big help you are. You broke it, you should fix it. You're liable, just admit it. I should have flown with someone else or gone by car. 'Cause United breaks guitars. Yeah, United breaks guitars. Yeah, United breaks guitars.
Okay, and the song goes on and on explaining the whole process. It was so popular, this video and this song, he mentions in the video the name of the lady who finally said no from United Airlines, from the company. Of course, the impact on that lady and her image within the company was huge. So she complained to Dave Carroll, and Dave said, "You are right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said your name in the song." But they became very good friends, and they did a second version of this song and a video, and this lady, who's not working in United Airlines anymore, she participated in that video, singing with Dave Carroll. It is a very funny, and you can look for this in YouTube. So it was really, really a big hit and a big impact. And of course, you can imagine the impact on United Airlines' image, that a guy like this with a band and a very cheap type of video can make in your company and in your industry. And there's another fifth element that it is complicating everything today, and it is affecting a lot the way we work, and that is the information overload impact that we all go through in our daily life. I'm not going to get into this because I would need 2 more hours to talk about what psychologists are saying of how that information overload is affecting us and the way we take decisions. There are some very interesting aspects here. Let me say something. We are becoming information jugglers. We are deciding all the time what information that we get, it is relevant and important, and what it is not. And we're trying to not concentrate on a lot of information because we don't have time and capacity to absorb all the information we get every day through our mobile, internet, TV, every kind of media, which is something new. This did not happen just 20 years ago. There are many other aspects here. Regret. We have so much information now that when we take a decision, sometimes we have this regret effect of, I shouldn't have taken that decision because I keep receiving more and more information, and I could have waited a bit more to get that more information and then take my decision. So you see sometimes also managers that just freeze upon decisions because since they can get more and more and more and more information, they never take a decision, or they just push that decision back and they never really get into that. Intuition and information. This thing of killing intuition is important now. A lot of businesses, products, services, and ideas came from intuition. Mainly, most of the best management ideas came from intuition. But today, with all this information that we have access to, it is really difficult to go to a management board or a management committee or executive committee of a company and say, I propose this new product, this new service, this new way of doing things. Because what? Because I have an intuition. Probably you would have the executive committee saying, your intuition is fantastic, you are fired, or you are out. Or go out there, get all the information to support your proposal, and then come back and explain us and convince us with a lot of information why we should go and do that business. But if you get all that information from the market to take one decision, maybe that decision is very obvious, somebody else is taking it, and you are killing the impact and the effect and the power of intuition. And many other effects and impacts that we are suffering because of this information overload that we go through. So I'm going to finish with this. I'm going to be on time. It's just to say that all this that I've been talking about, it is making that managers today live in a very fast-changing digital and global world that is creating a lot of uncertainty and ambiguity in every industry, in every business, and in every manager. It is interesting to see we have done, and we do for senior managers, a 2-day workshop custom for companies called Dealing with Ambiguity. By the way, we did one very recently to a CIS bank, Pasha Bank, in Baku, in Azerbaijan. It is interesting to see in these workshops how, for senior managers, the workshop is called Dealing with Ambiguity, and it's learning how to face uncertain situations and how to best take decisions under those pressure and difficult circumstances. The main impact of this workshop, of course, people and managers learn how to do things better, but the main impact at the end is that you have the senior managers coming up to you and saying, you know, the best thing of this is that I found out that what it is happening to me, it is happening to everybody else. That this uncertainty and ambiguity that I'm going through, this not really knowing what it is going to happen with our industry, with our company, with our products, with my business unit, is happening to everybody else. Now I know that I have to live with this, and I have to face this and try to manage this as good as possible and as best as possible. And if you want to learn more about what we do in our programs and how to become an even better professional and manager, just come to our school to do our beautiful programs. And finally, one last thing. This afternoon at 2, We have a masterclass with Professor Lee Newman, a very good leadership professor of our school, who's going to be talking about positive leadership and behavioral decision making. And positive leadership is a really huge and important new area of leadership that is going to have a lot of impact and things to say over the next years, which is pretty much managing people, trying to leverage on their strengths, and managing units and companies with under what it is called the strength-based leadership approach. So thank you very much.